The people tell me we belong. We were telling that we not belong. Representative, senator, minister, president, relevant suffering us today. Oh, Liberia, the people, I can see Liberia. Liberians suffering, Liberians. We see it, we don't do it, nothing. Liberians suffering, Liberians. See it, we don't do it, nothing. Liberian people suffering, Liberians today. We see it, we don't do it, nothing. Liberians, what we will do? We tired with war, we tired with destruction. We tired with tribalism, people taking special interest. Special interest, we are tired. We are tired. Tired. We are tired. Liberians suffering, Liberians today. We see it, we are doing nothing. That arrest in the last every people's life. At the end of the month, at the end of the month, no salary, no salary. Security day and arrest in the last every people's life. At the end of the month, no salary. The simple US coming from, and the simple the people carrying the US dollar. Just in the market. We're telling my man. We're telling them. Check it. See, long as the keep together, we can move on. Yes. No matter what just united, we can hold on. Of course, move on is not to move on. There is no development that we can boast of. And you killing your fellow man, job for reaches. Yeah. Costing the public investment out of hitches. Not because you want to take, my achievement of a slave, no unity. We die in poverty. Yeah, no attention for the disability. Forget the one being so in all that. Now we stand divided, we go fall flat. Yeah, together we go fall flat. Now a woman won't go down until you won't come. Look at that. Now a woman won't go down until you won't go. Yeah. They busy the passing the something in my say. They busy the passing the something in my say. I say, oh, I say, they busy the passing the something in my say. They're coming again, they're coming on for us. We went down and out, we will not Liberia is the wonder who we are. No one to go, no one to run. Liberians, let us stop corruption to rebuild our great nation. Liberians don't be international community for our problems. Our problems is ourselves. Liberians suffering, Liberian today. We see it, we are doing nothing. Shoot them up, that's the trouble. Maggot with me, you're the boss, that's it to me. Liberian people are tired. Liberian people, we are tired. Liberian people, that's it to me. Make the righteous in Kpakio. For your future, for generation, for generation. Make the righteous in Kpakio. The people be with belly, we were telling that we not belly. The people be with belly, we were telling that we not belly. The people be with belly, we were telling that we not belly. The people tell me we belly, we were telling that. We not believe. People that they see you give me your ears. Amen. Ego, yeah. Look at Guinea, look at Togo, look at Benin, look at Senegal. La people, the whole and the poor and the country to get here. Don't say that don't part. For the children, you see for the trace, they say that politics. From the AC car to the AC office. See what's our pay at the pocket cheese. That's when they are libertated to KZLA. Or hand to call jail, we're looking for it. Looking for it. The Congo suppressing the native. In the 18, the girl out of 18. Before God was the 12 to be stupid. I beg you, I do. that's it. Liberia, your vote is a power. Take note, the vote is a power. On the beat. Let's say Liberia, now every mirror, so your body can be plenty to eat your own. Don't fall for rest, don't fall for money, fall for your future, don't fall for my Liberia. I know, bro. I say, I know, bro. I know. This is LP Black Diamond, alongside with Mikey Fiso. Just to the man. All right, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. It's a pleasure, very great pleasure to be here with you on this Sunday evening at my end, and of course, perhaps a Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon to you, Sunday evening to you, Sunday morning to you, or Monday morning to you. Let me put it that way. Well, it's a pleasure to welcome you on this special edition of the program Profile Liberia. And today we'll be profiling Grand Gedeh County. There's a situation there. Remember, I talked about it a little bit in April when I was in Liberia, because I heard the story, and unfortunately I never had the time to go to that part of Liberia to go and see for myself. But somebody who told me was somebody I have to believe. And because also I took my time from Monrovia to drive through Kakata to Banga and Zozo and going all the way to Vanjima and Foya, and then crossing the border to Guinea and Gegedu. My trip there was early morning, during the day, afternoon, evening, and late night. And what I saw and had experienced during my trip there, I mean from Monrovia all the way crossing the border to Guinea, by way of Foya crossing point. When I returned to the United Kingdom, I talked about it, and I started to flag out some of the issues that I saw and some what I heard. My whole intent was to, or is to, create an atmosphere where the government of the day can get some kind of attention and perhaps try to address the situation. You remember once upon a time, or many times, I think when I came back just in May, I told you that what I saw on my way, going outside of Maserati County, all the way crossing the border between Liberia and Guinea on the side of Lofa, which is true for you, and coming back again. I saw an environment, as far as security and border security is concerned, I saw an environment that I think we need to do something about it right now. If we say we are a sovereign nation, that security and everything is in our hands, and we are capable of ensuring that indeed our border points are secured, then we have to equip
those border points. Those point of entries are vital to the security of Monrovia, which is the capital. Those border points are vital to the security of each town that surrounds those borders, and each city as well. I saw a fragile border points or border security. I must admit, I will keep talking about it. I saw a fragile security threat at those borders. And I can remember when I came from Guinea, I came to Monrovia and had a couple of weeks there. At least I called those that I could call within authority, and I shared my view with them and what I saw at those border points. It seemed as though these things, we see them and we tell those that we think they are in authority, thinking that they will take decision or either they will do something about it. In most instances, they go on deaf ears. I have no idea as to why they do these things. I have no idea. But I can be frank and fair with you that what I saw in route to that crossing point from Mount Barclay through to Kakata, crossing to Banga and then towards Zozo and Vanjama, Kulahun and Foya, and then crossing the border to go to Gegede. I saw security lapses there. Those people that we have there as joint security forces, they do not have logistics. The border points are so fragile. The security checkpoints are so fragile to the extent that when you get there at 2 o'clock at night, when you reach there at 4 o'clock at night, you feel sorry for those men and women. You feel sorry for those fathers and mothers that are assigned there. When you reach there, you interact with them and you ask them questions, like what I normally do, because I want information. Because without me getting the first-hand information, I won't just sit here and be talking about it. So when you reach to those border points or to the checkpoints at 2 o'clock in the morning, at 4 o'clock in the morning, and you meet the very people that we refer to as gallant men and women of the security forces, when you meet them, you see them in a fragile condition. And in most instances, sometimes they are so cold or so tired that to even come to the car to do a proper security check is so difficult. And sometimes you only hear somebody calling the driver, come. And the next thing, put the gate down. In that scenario, they're asking for you to give them some money. So if you get $50, if you get $100, we're talking about Liberian dollars, you give it to them. Whoever is right there at that time. And then they will let you to cross. They will put the gate down and you cross. And one and two occasions during my back and forth trip, I always try to engage them and ask them questions. The first questions normally I was asking them was, where are your cars? And the answer would be, we don't have a car. I said, what? You are sitting at this checkpoint or at this border point and you say you don't have logistics? I said, no, we don't have. And because I want more information, I try to go in. If I even telling them I'm a journalist or so, or I'm a human rights advocate. So security-wise, what is it like here? Border security will tell you we don't have anything yet to even defend ourselves. You don't have anything like a weapon to defend yourself at a border guard, at the border security? When we already know very, very well that in 1989, these guys, the guys that came under the banner of the so-called freedom, or fighting for freedom, they were not dropped off from the air into the Liberian soil. These guys used the border crossing point, and they just walked through. Now, haven't we learned a lesson from that? I mean, from one government to another? 12 years of Madam Salif's government. And border securities are telling me that they don't even have a car. Border securities are telling me that they don't even have a single barrel to defend themselves, let alone to talk about machine gun. I am baffled by this. I'm just trying to lay the foundation here because there's a situation going on in Grand Gedeh County right now. I heard about it when I was in Liberia 2 months ago. I couldn't talk about it there. I was looking for more information. But the situation that's unfolding in Grand Gedeh County, as we sit in Monrovia, we are merrymaking. It's not healthy for our people that are in Grand Gedeh County. And the effect of it, one day, the effect of it will be right in Monrovia. It will be right in the center of Monrovia. There's a situation going on in Grand Gedeh County right now as I speak to you. And all have to do because perhaps we are not equipping our border securities. These people, we need to look after them. We've got to give them logistics. We have to provide for them. We have to increase their salaries and pay them on time. That even the issue of put the gate down from Mount Barclay all the way to the crossing point to Lofa, between Lofa and Guinea through Foya, perhaps they will stop. But from Mount Barclay, going through until you cross that border to Guinea. Every checkpoint you get to, somebody asking you to put the gate down. Give me $100. Some of them, you give them, the driver gave them 50. They said they don't want it. The $50 is too small. We are degrading our security apparatus. These men and women, they sleep right in the middle of nowhere. When you reach to some of these checkpoints, they are not in the town center. They are outside of the town. But when you get there at night, when you get there at 2 o'clock in the morning, when you get there at 4 o'clock in the morning, at which time people are supposed to be sleeping, these guys are sitting in the cold there. We don't have time for them. And we care to defend the salaries of our lawmakers that are corrupting this nation, that are bringing this nation to its knees. When I hear about the salary of a lawmaker and compare with that of some other countries, I mean, nations that have money, that every citizen in that nation will not go to bed hungry, because the state will give you money. The state will look after you when you go broke, when you are out of job. The state will come in and help you. When these nations, lawmakers can make lesser than you that don't have such spending for your own citizen, that isn't a shame. That isn't. Our borders are fragile, and I'm calling on the authority. I will keep calling on you, the authorities. You got to do something about it. You got to wake up. We can't continue to treat our people like this. We can't. Every day they wake up, they say they're going to work. They're going to sit down at a checkpoint. We force them to become beggars. Sometimes I don't blame them, honestly. If I'm traveling through those routes, I don't blame them. Sometimes, especially when I'm driving, when I'm going with the driver, my driver, I say, look, you know why they're asking for 50? Let's give them 100. I'm doing it because I have feelings for a human being. Especially if you look at our road, let's say between Banga going to Zozo, going to Vanjama, Kolang, and Foya. How many cars that pass through there? So when I reach to that kind of a checkpoint, and somebody asking me for $50, I'm thinking, how many cars are passing here for you to collect $50? And at least try to share among yourselves. You gotta give them some kind of $100 or two. You feel sorry for them. And when these people are hungry at the checkpoints, when they are hungry at the border entry points, when they are fragile to the extent that they are easily to be compromised, the whole nation will be compromised. The whole of the republic will be compromised. And what happened yesterday? Someone died in our time because he thought the army was looking after him, right in the city center. So our border points and things at the entries were all left fragile. They didn't care who was there, who was manning them. They said drugs coming in the country. How? How would it not? When you put men and women, fathers and mothers, when you put them at those checkpoints, and you don't give them their incentives, you don't give them their money, you don't pay them on time, what do you expect? Why will anybody come to the border points there and, after crossing the border or so and reach to your checkpoint, or before even they gave you some kind of something like 1,000 US dollars. That you haven't even seen $10 for maybe 3, 4, 5 months. You haven't seen 10 US dollars for 3, 4, 5 months. And somebody gave you $1,000 and say, I want to cross this bag here. You want to tell me that individual will not compromise the security of the nation? They will do it. And so I'll say, be calling on the authorities. We need to wake up. What I saw at those border points, we need to wake up, or else there will be one day somebody will say, wow, this guy was talking this in a long, long time. This is the same thing that's going on in Grand Gedeh County now. The Burkinabaes have taken over, or are taking over, and soon there will be a serious problem in Grand Gedeh County. Now maybe it will be too late, and maybe it will be the time that there will be casualties before we put the situation under control. And so for me, I want it to be far ahead so we can talk about it. Let us talk about it. Because whatever happening at the border points there in Grand Gedeh County could affect all of us right in Monrovia there. And they sit there, they think that Monrovia is the Republic of Liberia. Now even those representatives and senators and things, they don't even have time to go back. They have what they call a so-called agriculture break. Where do they go? How can you have an agriculture break? You take your plane, or you get on the plane and you go to Ghana, you go to Nigeria, you go to the USA. How can you have an agriculture break, then you get on the plane, you go to South Africa? For you to go back to your people and go and meet them, go and talk with them. These are the people that don't even see their constituents even on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis. Here, on a weekly basis, every day, at least once in a week, you must go back to your constituents and meet them one-on-one. We take so much, the people take so much salaries. They don't even work at night. I mean, from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, they're gone. Right now, if I go on the website of the House of Parliament, people are right now working. The committees are debating on issues every day, 24/7. These people, they don't sleep. From one committee to another, every day, every hour, a committee is having some kind of a debate. Here in the UK, you go on their TV channel, you will see them. It's on live. Yet, the people even take lesser salaries than our people that are working for maybe 5 hours on a day. And some of them, I mean, in fact, if they don't have hearing, which is the hearings are on Tuesday, I think, they don't even care to go there. They don't. So why are we paying these people so much money? And the very people that we're supposed to be looking after, our security forces, our nurses, our doctors, our healthcare professionals, our teachers, our janitors, those people that are cleaning the streets. We are forgetting about them. We're forgetting about debating their salaries and their benefits. Every budget that is coming, these people are talking about themselves, how they can increase their salaries. What a shame unto our people, our so-called representatives and lawmakers. We make so much money to the small, from the hands of this small country here. You're not doing the work. I'll be so happy one of the day I will be alive and just hear that yes, now we've gone for referendum and we have decided that the salaries of our lawmakers should be reduced extensively, maybe slashed to half. I will be happy. We're sitting down here. We're sitting down. You're sitting down right in Monrovia. The what do you call it? County, Grand Gedeh County is under attack as I speak to you right now. I'll open the line so we can talk about it. But let me share this story with you first of all. I wanted, like I told you, when I was in Monrovia, April to May, I heard this story and I tried to reach out to a few people that I know from Grand Gedeh County. Well, majority of them are based in Monrovia. Some of them will tell you, so, man, I've been there for 1 year now. I couldn't get the actual picture of this story. But thank God I got a backup today from the News Public Trust. And I'm going to go and read this story from the News Public Trust. And then from there, I'll open the lines. Let me hear you. Let's discuss this thing. Wait, let me just put it squarely. Liberia is under attack by the Burkinabaes in Grand Gedeh County. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. How can we have sophisticated border securities that people will just walk in your border and come and start farming there? Come on, man. Can you do that? You cross and you go to Ivory Coast, or you go to Ghana, and you say this portion of land is for you. You start farming there. Come on, man. Come on. Our lawmakers, you need to wake up. I need to wake up. Welcome. This is the program Profile Liberia, and we're profiling Grand Gedeh County today because of this, the news and developments that are going on there in Grand Gedeh County. In Grand Gedeh, according to the news story, meeting on Burkinabe migrants' fate ends in confusion. As a news story, that's the headlines there for those of you that want to check this story up, the News Public Trust. It's online. In Grand Gedeh, meeting on Burkinabe migrants' fate ends in confusion. And I'm going to take this story now to share with you, and then open our lines. You can call me on the phone number as well. The number to call is +1. Let me look for the number. I'm just saying +1. The number to call is +1 703 349 4227. You can call that number. You'll be live. Let's hear from you, or you can hit my my live video button, and you will be live here as well. So let's check the gist of this story. All right. In fact, the news was updated June 23rd. That's today. Okay. Town Grand Gedeh, Liberia. A meeting held in Doji Bahai Administrative District, Liberia's southeastern Grand Gedeh County, on whether or not to expel Burkinabe migrants ended in confusion over the weekend, causing the acting paramount chief, Robert Bestman, to walk out. In recent times, an increasing number of Burkinabes have reportedly entered this part of Liberia from neighboring Ivory Coast and are allegedly engaged in illegal farming, planting cocoa, and hunting in the Liberian forest. You hear this? Planting cocoa and doing farming there. Come on, man. According to the anti-Burkinabes, since the arrival of the latest batch of migrants in the district about a week ago, the entire district has been plunged into confusion, and they therefore cannot sleep houses, thus creating fear among citizens. During the weekend meeting, the citizens said the Burkinabes are in the habit of violating their norms and tradition, and also taking their women away using cash violence. Furthermore, the anti-Burkinabees claimed that the migrants are very destructive in handling farm, farm, farmhand by lighting the fire under logs and other big trees in the forest. Some also accused the Burkinabes of playing key role in the Liberian Civil War. Mr. Emmanuel Creye, Traditional Council Chairman, said one of the Burkinabes had violated their norm and tradition in town by cutting one of its trees which grew on the stump of a big cotton tree, which nobody is allowed to cut any of its branches nor any plant that grows around it. The chairman of the Traditional Council of Doji Bahai District disclosed that the cotton tree was planted by their forefathers. He claimed that one of the Burkinabes had violated their norm and tradition by cutting one of the trees that grew within the cotton tree, which, according, it was in violation with their tradition and norm. Mr. Curry explained that one of the migrants brought a pineapple and the stick on which the fruit was hanging broke, so they decided to cut one of that sticks that grew on the cotton tree and place it in the pineapple to peel it. According to the Traditional Council official, barely 3 days after the arrival of the Burkinabes, one of them committed that unlawful act, which was totally unacceptable to their norm and tradition. He further said after the lawful act was committed, the unlawful act was committed. What people can read it good against once one of the migrants were told to pay 2 sheep, 2 bags of rice, 1 gallon of palm oil, which they did since they were unwarranted. However, 2 resolutions from the anti-Burkinabes migrants residing both in Monrovia and Zredru, Grand Gedeh County, said the citizens of Drogi town residing in Monrovia and its environs have resolved, after several consultations and meetings, not to accept the request of the Burkinabes of giving them thousands of acres of farmland belonging to Drogi town. They said they will not allow the Burkinabes to have citizens of the town work on their individual farms, as they have requested, based on the following counts: that Burkinabes are not friendly for the fact that they don't sleep in homes of their strangers' fathers, even if they do not have anywhere to sleep, and they do not live in the same town or village with others except their tribal people. The resolution of the Monrovia residents said that the Burkinabes are noted for and have records of destroying forest and or butchers given to them for farming or crop planting purposes. Finally, the resolution, which was signed by 38 persons, said although they have not given them access to their forests or butchers and town, the Burkinabees have started to destroy their tradition and heritage as carried out by one of them. For the people in Zredru city, they said in a resolution that we, the citizens of the Dwaoji Bahai Administrative District, Grand Gedeh County, residing in Zredru city, are not in agreement with the Burkinabe settlement on their land for reasons below. Upon the arrival of Burkinabes in their town, they went against the norms and the cultures of the town, that is, cotton trees that was used to build the town by their forefathers with fences around it, which one of them cut one of its supportive arm under it. The resolution said they have intruded their bygone forest that linking Liberia and Ivory Coast illegally for so many years, and up to present, the Liberian government is still finding it difficult to get them out. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Liberian government will find it difficult to get you out of their territory if you are there illegal. Come on. You're taught something here, man. According to their resolution, the Burkinabes method of farming will destroy their forest. The community is already in negotiation with the Forestry Development Authority for a community forest deed to enable them generate resources for our community, Doji Town, their town, Siene, where and other surrounding villages in line with the community right law. For his part, the acting paramount chief of Dwaoji Bahai Administrative District, Robert Besmont, and pro-Burkinabes said the arrival of the migrants in Grand Gedeh was approved by the government of Liberia, and document was requested from them, which they showed them as town local leadership. Oh. Paramount Chief Bestman disclosed that the document given to them by the Liberian government added that the land was specifically assigned to the Burkinabes for farming purposes. He said his position is that every Liberian has their right to certain things, adding that when they arrived, they stressed on farming in the community forest between Liberia and Ivory Coast. But residents of that area reinstated that request because the forest is surrounded by other towns and villages. Dwaoji people instead insisted that the Burkinabes have been very helpful to them and providing food items and cleaning their farm for free. Meanwhile, a district commissioner in Grand Gedeh County, Mr. Williams Quarties, has declared that he does not want to see any Burkinabes in the entire Bahai Administrative District. Mr. Quarties said anyone who will harbor the Burkinabes will be doing it at their own risk and they will be penalized for it. He called on Burkinabes operating in the forest to immediately leave. All right, I thought to share this story with you so you can know the nitty-gritty of it. This is what happening in Grand Gedeh County at the border point there. The situation isn't good at all. I think if these people have been there for whatever time they've been there, and perhaps in the past they've been dealing with each other and understanding each other well, but then have gotten to the point now that it's getting out of hand. Then there's a need for the Ministry of Internal Affairs to get involved. The Ministry of Internal Affairs, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Forestry Development Authority as well, to get involved in this matter. The earlier, the better for us to deal with this situation, to handle it amicably. But for your brother to be trespassed through this kind of a means, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And I will keep saying that this is a security threat to the nation. Let me see what I can Mr. Williams B. Prince to see. He's also a very good analyst as well. Let's see if he's not busy, we can get his point of view on this matter. And if you are still with us and you want to call in, you can call in. I don't know whether I catch you the right time.
Well, I got a little bit of time for you. I'm waiting on my friends so we can go do some shooting. I usually do on Sunday. I usually go out on the shooting range. I go out to do some tactical shootings and things, defensive maneuver and all those things. But I'm waiting on my friends. They're gonna be delayed a little bit because we don't have enough ammo. We're trying to see if we can get some ammo. So they're gonna look for more ammo. We didn't buy some on Saturday.
USA.
So I'm waiting on them, but I've been watching and listening, and I thank you for bringing me on. I was actually trying to send a request, just like you read my mind.
Yeah, that is the beauty of this of this thing we do. When you discover somebody. For me, if I discover you, I don't let you go easily. No way, I don't. Yeah. So Prince, I mean, it's great. I mean, let's hear your view on the issue. You heard me. I will give you my analysis, my experience, and everything, and I'm reading the story as well. What is your take? Don't you think that this thing, if we don't handle it right now, I mean, to the proper authorities in Liberia, it could maybe get into something else?
Well, our little traditional saying that wherever you see there's a smoke, there's fire. And one thing about us Liberian, and many people will not doubt, we Liberian is one of the most generous people in West Africa. I mean, I want to say that. The reason I say that because sometimes our generosity creates a disadvantage for us, and it evolves into naivety, and it kind of strangulates us.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, what is happening in Liberia right now, it will never happen in Burkina Faso. It will never happen in Ivory Coast.
No way.
It will never happen in Sierra Leone. It will never happen in Ghana. Look, I was saying that when you go to the store and you purchase a goose, oftentimes you look on the bottom of that goose, you see made in China, right?
Yeah.
But for Liberia, you don't have to say made in Liberia, say only in Liberia. There are some things you see in Liberia are basically only can be found in Liberia.
Yeah.
Well, I heard you read the story and you gave a little bit of insight on that. I want to thank you and commend you for that. because sometimes before you talk about something, you want to get a little bit of information.
Yeah.
But I want to give the historical context. Let's go back historically. Liberia has always been known as a country that does not defend its borders. In fact, Liberia don't even know where its borders lies. Let me honestly tell you. Do you know that we don't know where our border lies? I dare you and challenge you to get the lands and mines to come and give you an accurate description or depiction of Liberia's border. They don't even know. You know, our pre-independent borders. Liberia has always been a country that always has been a conglomeration of tribes.
Yeah.
And all those tribes you see in Liberia descended on the lower and the hinterland into the forest area at that time, because Liberia was a big forest. The whole area, that part of Western Africa, was a big forest. And when the Muslim invaders, when they were infringing upon Africa, they were taking Egypt, they were taking all the Sahara areas, all the desert places, they were taking it, and the Muslim Moors guys were basically imposing on the people the Islam, and not just with Muslims who are listening in the Islam faith. It's just that you have to be able to give the historical context as it is. So most of those tribes that resisted Islam, that didn't want to, they wanted to keep their traditional practices. They believe in their own God. They wanted to do their own things. Most of them, because the Islamic troops and the Islamic organization, through the Moors, because the Prophet Muhammad, peace be to his soul, have already developed the Islamic system, and they were very equipped, they were very powerful and more forceful and more brutal too. So because of that, most of these tribes you see in Liberia, they used to want to be in the Mali Empire. They used to be one in a particular area. The Ghana Empire, the Mali Empire. There was one group of people. They used to live together, interact. There were no differences to say, oh, I'm from Guinea, I'm from this place. It was a conglomerate of tribes and people who live together, who want to interact. There two kingdoms, two empires.
Mm-hmm.
But when the Muslim came, so those are the people that resisted. They started to come down in the forest. They started to come down to the forest to seek refuge, because the forest was a difficult place to maneuver. Now, how can you see all the tribes are in Liberia today? Although there are some tribes that permanently have been in that area, but all the different tribes you see, they all migrated. They came down there and they settled down. They intermarried, and today they have become part of what is called Liberia today. But Liberia today wasn't in the confines of what it is right now. It was far bigger than what it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know the river that when you go to Ivory Coast, that river that separates a now part of Ivory Coast, that what used to be the border. That was a pre-colonial border beyond that river. I forget the name of the river. Do you know that that island, most of the places were Liberia, but the French colonial empire imposed upon Liberia, because Liberia did not define its borders and they didn't have any border stations to protect its borders. So the French through Guinea and Ivory Coast infringed upon Liberia border. That mountain you see, the mountain you see now in Lofa, that whole complete mountain range was in Liberia. The pre-colonial, not pre-colonial, the colonial, pre-colonial Liberia, before Liberia became independent. All those areas. If you go down to Ivory Coast, there are areas that I was surprised when I was traveling to Ivory Coast. I saw something very, very strange. When I got to the place where we know now to be Ivory Coast and Liberian border, there was no sign there, welcome to Ivory Coast. I went afar by Danale, I went afar. I was getting to mine. You know the place called mine?
Yeah.
Across the river, there's a river there. Across the river, was getting into mine. Before I saw the sign, welcome to the Côte d'Ivoire. Bienvenue au Côte d'Ivoire. I saw the sign. Why you think it was? It was because the Ivorian knows the original borders of Liberia. They know. So they decide not to go, and if they decide not, naturally not to do things, not to develop the area. Look, man, Ghana was not developed.
No.
You know, only Liberia went there before the Ivorians are developing Ghana, because the Ivorians felt secure now that the Liberian people don't know their borders, or they are not protecting their borders. So as a result, Liberian land was infringed upon by the colonial French and the British, and they infringed upon Liberia land. In fact, that what compare Liberia now to declare its independence, because when Liberia took the case, one of the things the British were contending with Liberia and the French, that Liberia is not a sovereign nation. How can Liberia claim territory? Liberia is just an organization of society. That's why Liberia declared independence in 1847. So that it can gain its sovereignty to protect its borders. A lot of people don't know. But notwithstanding, if you go to France, you go to England, the actual border, the borders is there. They have the map. They have the map that shows Liberia original borders. That Liberia can contend within any international code, and possibly based on evidence, Liberia can regain this area. That's why most of the areas were not developed in those days. San Pedro, lucky for example, San Pedro. You know, San Pedro to Ivory Coast, all the places were part of Liberia. My great-grandfather is from Maryland County. He used to tell me stories. My grandmother used to tell me stories how they used to go all the places. Until the French people, they took those places forward by force through colonial process. So now, why am I trying to give all these long historical context? I'm just trying to lay the premise that it has been historically proven that Liberia do not care. We don't care people. We don't protect our borders. We got no idea and notion where our border is and how we protect our border and what is important to our border. We don't. So what you see now is based on that notion that countries are and that people from different places are now coming in and having their free choice. Because let me tell you this. Forget about the border. Don't forget about the border issue. At least the Burkina Faso come there and making farm. But you know, Ghanaians, Nigerian came from all places that are in Liberia, in the forest, illegal mining and mining our gold and our diamond, unregulated. You know that?
Yes, going on, yeah.
Yes, Ghanaians leave Ghana, go to Liberia, go in the forest, start digging for diamond and gold. And as soon as a government official finds out, he sends somebody there. All he want to do is when he caught and he get them protection. From your reading, you read just now. The superintendent is in on the whole thing. Didn't the superintendent, Mr. What his name of Bestman, tell you that if he work on the Burkina Faso, the Burkinabees, he got no, he seems to be he's not concerned about the implication, what could possibly happen. Do you know the Burkinabe did the same thing to Ivory Coast? They took over Ivory Coast. The only thing I help Ivory Coast because Ivory Coast is the Francophone country, so they all share the same money, they all can go, they do the same commerce, and they all benefit from that industry. But how will Liberia benefit from it? Liberia will not benefit from it.
No.
You have to regulate these things. America, yeah, we're suffering. The Americans are concerned about building walls. The reason America are building walls, they're not building walls because they want to keep their prejudice against other people. They want to protect their borders. It's important that you protect your borders. It has a lot of implications. Security implications. How did Liberia have that Ebola thing? Ebola did not start from Liberia. You know that, right?
No.
But because we didn't have proper borders that screen land people and got things in place that will help to respond to any outbreak of disease in other country. We didn't have all those things, so that's why Ebola started in, I don't know the country name. I know it was Guinea or so.
I think Guinea.
Yeah, and before overnight it was in Liberia.
Yeah. Maybe that it was just very common.
What you're saying is that that is what it is. We don't have our borders. We don't even know our borders. Right now, we don't know our borders. We don't even have our borders. The cornerstone for Liberia, to distinguish Liberia from Guinea is about 25 miles into Guinea. You know that, right?
The one my dad told me once upon a time.
Yes. The stone that was cast, it was a stone deep, buried about 13 feet, because the mason they go about 13 feet. They buried about 13 feet in the ground. It sunk. It was lead, everything in it. It's about almost 25 miles into Guinea. The same thing with Ivory Coast. The stone, the cornerstone for Liberia is almost past. It passed down there. It's almost getting to man. The same thing with Ivory Coast on the other side. Behind the river. There was Liberia had a unique border. There was a river. The river divided Liberia from left and right side. But we don't know our borders. Right now, there's a places in Guinea that Guinea has taken over from Liberia. We don't even know. It's considered Guinea is not Liberia. Even Sierra Leone. It's not Sierra Leone, it's Liberia. Our players to go to the Zimi. For Cape Man, I went to Zimi during the war. Zimi is not Liberia, it's not Sierra Leone. So what you see now is a concern. It's a concern that if we don't do something about it, our children will be the victim. Because there is a gap in our generation, a big, serious gap, that tomorrow, if we are not careful, strangers will take over that land. What I mean a gap? We fought war for 14 years. Most of the people who are talking right now, who voting for CDC, who doesn't be we are, most of them didn't go to school. They got no clue. 90%, 99% of CDC think that Liberia has always been a deplorable country. They don't have the history. They don't know that Liberia started going backward, backward progression right after 1979. They don't know that Liberia was one of the fastest growing economy, even more than Taiwan and more than Japan. They don't even know that. They don't know that all the places you see that are called battery factory, candle factory, all the places that were real factory. Yeah, zinc factory. They didn't know that was a real factory. People are working there, making money, earning. People come from Ghana, all the places and work there. They don't know the thing is just worse. A lot of kids don't know. So when you tell them about government, what government can do, then they say you hate the position, you hate the government. When you tell them the effect, if good governance that bring about prosperity, bring about opportunity, and bring about economic equality, good governance, accountability. I mean, you tell me the people can go to send, they can send army, they can send police to Yega Koluba house because somebody say, oh, Yega Koluba have arm. They send police that invade privacy, check around, go all in your house, checking around, looking for arm. And you talking about our border here, we don't have our government cannot regulate our borders. My brother, it's just sad. It's sad. The consequences is dire.
Yeah, but now I mean,
of our country is in the balance.
What I can comprehend, what I can comprehend, Prince, is this. I mean, these are not Ivorians. These are not they're not Sierra Leonean that we all share common borders together like this. They are not Guineans. I mean, they have to pass through a third country before reaching to our country. I mean, why would they pass over Ivory Coast all the way and come into Liberia and we're not paying any attention?
But that's a clear indicator that these people didn't just appear there. Their people were brought there. Prince Johnson spent extensive time in Burkinabaes. He got Burkinabaes connection. These people helped Prince Johnson in the fought war. And the article told you that's when the Burkinabaes said they fought the Liberian war. So these people are getting paid for what they did. They help. Some of them have been brought over there. They didn't come by themselves. They didn't call Ivory Coast and leave Ivory Coast and drove to Liberia. They brought there our own people. That is the kind of sort of things that listen. They say when the street inside when the house inside you, the street will not buy you.
Well, buy you.
Those Burkinabees are not in Grand Gedeh, all the places there mistakenly. They've been brought there. But the thing is that why we also be concerned is that, and the people are saying it. The people say they don't have problem with them. The only problem have with them, they don't assimilate. You know what I call assimilate? Like maybe some of your color lesson, there's a big English.
What?
There's no cultural assimilation.
That's a bigger problem there, because you can't leave from here. You go to
You can't visit
to
somebody. You can't visit somebody.
yeah.
You don't want to sleep in the person's house. You don't want to eat the person's food. The only
Mhm,
person
you
you
don't
want
want.
to sleep with, Burkina Faso, the only person you want to sleep with in the house, they don't assimilate. Cultural
No,
assimilation is very important.
it shouldn't be like that.
That's why in
So
America, they saying the people are saying that you come from Mexico, you learn to assimilate and speak English,
yeah,
but they don't
that's
want to,
why even here, before you
and
become a citizen,
that's
you have to
dangerous.
take,
That's dangerous.
you have to take citizenship test here before even you become citizen here. They have to administer your
Yeah,
citizenship test.
that's
The person
dangerous
will get,
because here's the thing:
the person will,
if they
yeah,
do
he said we
not,
can have
if
one
they do,
confusion. You have to know.
yeah, if they, and we had that long historic problem too, even with the Mandingo. Now that's why people are confused. They get confused. They say, oh, you don't tell the difference between the Mandingo. Yeah, they are Liberian. They are Mandingo Liberian who are Liberian. They were in Liberia. They are
Yeah,
part of the tribe, the unique Mandingo Liberian. But on the other hand, they are Mandingo from Guinea. You know that the Mandingo from Guinea do not assimilate. The Mandingo from Liberia care. They marry. They assimilate because they've been there. They've been in Nima country. They've been married. You don't marry with Nima. They are children. They don't care. But when the Mandingo from Guinea come, they don't assimilate.
no, they want
They
their own
find a
people.
Mandingo quarter. They find a quarter. They live there. The dollar une marry the une Mandingo get une marry Mandingo man. They get une you know your Mandingo when you're not Mandingo man. You know I mean that thing it really get to me because I had a very 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 nice decent young we all grew up together, went to the same school, a Mandingo girl, a new Asatu, I won't call her last name. We went to the same school, we're coming up growing together. We just felt, that little child, we felt, for each other. She used to love me, I used to love her. We were in school, primary school, grew up together, we did everything together. My man, before the war, one day that girl just didn't show up to school. What happened? The girl was married. Her father had to marry another Mandingo guy or so. Because they were not the Mandingo from Liberia. They were the Mandingo from Guinea. And that created a problem. That's why you see today we having a struggle, and they will say, oh, the Mandingo, and then one time a Mandingo guy was saying, he said, you're Liberian people, you're lazy. I think you're lazy. You're Liberian people, you're lazy. So I was asking him, I said, but this guy is a Mandingo guy, he's a Liberian. What do you mean you're Liberian lazy? Then I said to myself, this guy is not a Liberian, he's not a Mandingo from Liberia.
Well,
Because if you're a Mandingo from Liberia, you're not being saying you're Liberian lazy.
yeah, of course,
Because
of course.
the Mandingo from Liberia are one of the hardest working people.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you say you're a Liberian, you're lazy? When you say you're a Mandingo, you're a Liberian. Are you not a Liberian too? But I'm just trying to point this off so we can know that if they refuse to assimilate, there is a concern. It's a concern because sooner or later we'll have a Burkina Faso in Liberia.
Yeah.
We got a Burkina Faso in Liberia.
Yeah.
And they will build a community, they will isolate our people, they will take our people, opportunity from them, and then sooner or later they will become an independent state. And 100 years from now, they will fight our children for that piece of area that is for them.
Let me go on that because I don't think we will reach that side. No way.
Oh yeah. If, we will be all will be gone. But so the issue about what happened in Grand Gedeh is a concern. And it needs to be brought to the attention of our lawmakers and to the president, not the lawmaker, to the president, because it has nothing to do with a law anymore. The law is already on the book. The president only has to be executed law. There's immigration law. The president showed an oath to protect and defend the country from both external and domestic threats. And that is an external threat. So the president needs to get there, get people on the ground there and make sure and find a solution. If the Burkinabees want to come in, nothing wrong with migrant farming. If they want to come and do migrant farming, they can come, but then they do it the proper way. And let them learn to assimilate with the people. Cultural assimilation. They cannot come and form their own community within our community, in our village. No.
Yeah,
so that needs to be seriously considered. And Grand Gedeh has a strong representation in this government. The president is seen as a Samindo reincarnation. The Grand Gedeh love him very much. So they got a call on him to intervene
Okay.
and
All
make
right.
sure that he does something to save Liberia border and protect our borders.
All right, brother. As usual, thank you so much, man. I know you're going to go to do your Sunday thing, so
Yes.
we'll let
Okay.
you go, and
Yeah.
we appreciate you very, very much
So
as well.
so
Thank you
thank you,
for your.
Max. Anytime. It was an honor for bringing me on. I really appreciate it, and I hope.
Always,
How was the game? Who won the game?
always, always. No, I don't want to talk about the game. It's okay.
Okay, then I know who won. If you don't want to talk again, I know who won.
It's
That
not,
game
it's
you
not,
postponed your.
it's not a winning. It's a process that led to the winning. I don't want to talk about it.
It's not a
I
winning.
wasn't
Eh?
happy.
So
No.
you're sounding like we are now. You just participate.
Thank you, Prince. Have a very good evening, my man. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care. God bless you, brother.
All right, you too. Yeah. All right. We're talking about Grand Gedeh here. The latest from Grand Gedeh is that Burkinabees are taking over. All right. That's another news that coming in. That's it. News flash, eh? Mary. All right. All right. We're talking about Grand Gedeh here. Grand Gedeh is under attack by Burkinabees, according to information from there. According to news coming out of Grand Gedeh County, Burkinabees have crossed from all the way Burkina Faso, and they are right now in some part of Grand Gedeh County. But what they are doing there is not as legal as it's supposed to be. They came there under the pretense to ask Grand Gedians, the citizens of Liberia, to give them portion of land to do some farming. They came there in the country as migrants. So meaning if at all they enter the country legally, then the immigration authorities should know about them. The Ministry of Internal Affairs should know about them. The Forestry Development Authority should know about them. The Ministry of Agriculture should know about them. So that means the government should be aware of their presence. But what we're hearing now is this. There's a dispute between the Burkinabees, and the people of Grand Gedeh County. The Grand Gedians, majority of them, according to the news, are not happy. And they want them to go back to their country, which is Burkina Faso. The Grand Gedians are saying that although they're coming in the country to be there, to be farming, to be doing business or so, but at the same time, they do not want to mix out with anybody. They don't want to mix with anybody. They want to be on their own, create their own environment, and just be there. And from the story itself, my understanding of the story is that perhaps they did not even sit with the town chiefs and elders or so to find out about the tradition in our area. And they're doing their own thing. So most of the traditions now, the people got their norms that they have there. It's been broken by these Burkinabees. And so there is some fears now, there is some issues now going on. There's misunderstanding, serious misunderstanding going on. And I have talked about it before, but I just raised the flag up when I came from Liberia. But because the story came today on the News Public Trust website, I decided to bring it outside so we can talk about it. Let me see whether we can get Slough Dessoir. I don't know we'll be able to get him And to me, I feel that our people are now being threatened there. You can have somebody, a stranger, coming to visit you in your house or to visit in your town. I will want to take over everything. Brother Salah, how you doing? Good afternoon.
Yeah, how you doing, sir? How you doing, man?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking. Hope you are doing good as well. Right. I hope you're getting me. What is your take on this issue? I know perhaps you've been following about this this Burkinabees versus our people in Grand Gedeh County, and the situation as the story is being said. It seems to be things are not going right, and there are a lot of them in Grand Gedeh right now. What do you think? What can we do? What can the authority do?
For me personally, what I really want to say concerning the issue, this story, if this story is true, then I mean it's something serious, because I believe that our borders should be protected, and this story has to reach to the highest office and see how it can be addressed. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just one thing that I wanted to comment about, because I myself, I'm from Grand Gedeh. My mom, my dad, they are all Crown people. And I remember when the war first came, we have
Yeah.
to leave Zweju and go through the Temple border. Tai is right there, right across Kabata River. So we went through through Temple border, and then went to Tai, right across Kabata River. I was in Ivory Coast for 2.5 years before I went to Ghana. So, but the issue with the Burkinabees, that's what I wanted to understand, because my time in Ivory Coast, I have seen a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Burkinabees in Ivory Coast when they were doing the farming and everything. That's what they do. So, I heard you talking about one of you guys came from straight to Burkina Faso and came through Ivory Coast and then went to Grand Gedeh. So my question is, I don't know how this story came. Are these guys Burkinabees that from Ivory Coast, or they directly from Burkina Faso all the way down?
Well,
Because if the
well, let's get
story,
it. Let's get it correct here.
yeah,
If you find Burkinabees in Africos,
yeah,
Africos doesn't have Burkinabees. They
okay.
are from Burkina Faso, and they came in to settle or to make life in Africos. So the
But here's
same as us. If they cross, if to say, oh, it was a girl or man from Africos, this one here will not even be talking this. But they say Burkinabees. That means the moment you say Burkinabees, at the end of the day, the first thing that comes to your mind, they are from Burkina Faso, and they pass through the entire country before coming to Liberia.
but what I want you to understand, the fact that they are our Burkinabees,
Yeah.
they can still be Ivorian. We don't know yet. I'm telling you, my time in Ivory Coast, the people have a very long history with these people. It is
No,
not
we
just
know already
now
because
that,
according to the story, the town chief, the paramount chief, the city council, all of them, they are having meeting with them also. They conclude that they give them they give them the first portion and say, okay, you'll be here. But then time went by now. It's like they are taking more portion and they don't want to respect the rules and regulation of the indigenous people in Grand Gedeh County. So now the people are getting tired with them and say, no, no, no. But then this year, then let's stop here. You'll go back from where I come from. So as far as the story is concerned, they are Burkinabes. That put them in our shoes. I mean, we can't classify them to be Ivorian anyway.
no. Here's my point. Here's my point. I mean, if if they were tried, or if they were interviewed and said that, okay, we how should I say, we came all the way from Burkina Faso, okay? Then for me, I don't have a problem, because my thing is, when the country get involved, when Liberia get involved, their accusation is not going to be that Burkina Faso is sending their people, or their people are coming to our country. Because my thing is, I'm telling you now as a brother, that there are people who live in Burkina Faso that live in Ivory Coast, for over 50, 60, 70 years. And they have become part of the people. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's like how we found people, they are nomads,
But
the tribe.
do you
Because
agree that
my
even
thing is that I want
Mr.
you to
Daza,
get my food.
do you also agree that those that are settled in Africans, which part of Africa they are, the Ivorian state consider them as Burkinabees, right?
It depends how long that person was there. Their ancestors were Burkinabees. But the guys that went to Liberia, that taking advantage of our land, we don't know how long they were in Ivory Coast for. It could be true that some of them were even born in Ivory Coast, despite of their ancestors' background. That's my thing. Because my concern here is how we placing the allegations and how we placing the charge. Because now this story, as this story goes, it will almost be like we are accusing Burkina Faso in a sense. Because similar thing like that is happening here in the United States, where you have some people coming through the United States border, like Mexican, people from El Salvador and other areas. And the Mexican government is being accused of sending their people, not knowing that not everybody that comes through the border actually from Mexico, but because they all speak Hispanic, some people think they are all Mexicans, and that's not true. So what you say, the only area that I have a little bit of concern that these people, because maybe they look like Burkinabees, or because they are Burkinabees, let me say, because they are Burkinabees, they are all from Burkina Faso. Well, you will be surprised that some of these people have not even seen Burkina Faso before. That they lived all their lives in Ivory Coast, they were born there, they did everything, and now they want to take advantage of Liberia. They can be Burkinabees, but they can be from Ivory Coast. That's the only point I want to make. I'm not considering them to be. You and myself will almost saying the same thing, but I'm just a bit concerned about how we are going to interpret or consider these people before we look at Burkina Faso as a country. Maybe sending their people over to other countries to see how they can go and exploit their land.
Should we play the whole case low as a government? Should we play low?
No. This is how. If you look at history, this is how lands were taken from other people. It's a gradual process. Because if these people start occupying those lands, they start farming, they start building, they start having children, they start multiplying, they start integrating, very soon, you will see that. I'm not saying that, Liberia have always been open to neighbors. As Liberians, we are open to other people, but we believe that it should be done the right way. And as a Grand Gedeh, I am not too opposed to other people coming to Grand Gedeh, but I think that it should be done the right way, and everybody that comes into the country should follow the law and follow the proper channel. If you want to have business in Liberia, if you want to be a link up a person in Liberia, there's a law that you have to follow. So I think the Liberian government should get involved, and this is a national security issue. We see terrorism around the world. So we got to be concerned about these things. We don't know the actual purpose of these guys at the border. Because we know Liberia war started from the border. People that train, they will train at the border. So we don't even know whether you guys are mercenaries or what they are doing at the border. We don't know. So the government wants to send people there to try to investigate what is happening before it be too late. I agree with you. This is a very, very important issue, and I'm glad that you put it on the forefront, and let it not be just a discussion for today. So if that's something that we can dwell on for a very long time, I will be excited.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Deswa. Appreciation. I think the first time on the platform as well, but very salient point you made as well. Thank you. We appreciate your call.
No problem. I'll continue to follow you.
Okay. This is it. Let me share the story with you again. The story came out today in the News Public Trust, but I just shared with you the Liberia recently for 2 months. And I traveled from Monrovia through Kakata Banga, Zozo, Vanjama, Kolaho, Foya, and across the border to Guinea, Conakry, right to Gegedou border there. I didn't reach to Conakry, sorry, but across, I stopped over to Gegedou. And I started by telling you that what I saw from Mount Barclay through to that border point, there's a serious security threats, security lapses. Our borders are fragile in a sense that there are no logistics for those guys that are mining the border points for us, or even at the checkpoints. And I came in Monrovia, I flagged out the issue. I talked about it there on radio stations as well. I came here, I've discussed it at least twice or so. I heard about this story when I was in Monrovia. Besides this particular story, they asked, Ghanaians, like my brother just said, yes, Ghanaians, a huge number of them, Nigerians, huge number are in our forests. And unfortunately, we are just sitting in the city and don't even care. And some of these people, our people, are complaining about them. Remember the last time there was this story about how they are even using our girls. They even go to have them and they're taking picture of them. Somebody was trying to call in. You got to call back. And they distribute the photos as well. And this is very, very unfair. I think Prince is trying to come back. Let's see whether we can get Prince. I wanted to read a news story for those of you that are just coming. But this is a news story just came out today in the News Public Trust. If you want to follow the story, you can go, just Google News Public Trust. And you will come across the story. It says in Grand Gedeh, meeting on Burkinabaes migrants, fate ends in confusion. Prince, you are back.
Yeah, quickly before I go, I just had to come back to respond to Sly. Perhaps he was ill informed, or he wasn't adequately prepared, or he didn't get the whole detail. But I don't know how long you're on the show, but before you started the discussion, you read extensively the whole article.
Yeah.
And the whole article is cleared. It's cleared. The person who wrote the article may have gone on the ground. It seems that they are investigated and they have concrete evidence. They are providing facts, not just speculation or allegation. And I want to say to Sly, I got family from Grand Gedeh as well. The Grand Gedeh are one of the most hospitable people and the most friendly people. If they will be complaining right now about people coming to their to the village or their county, that means it's a serious issue. And basically, if you look in the article, the major concern for they have two major concerns: the respect for their traditions,
yeah,
and the refusal to assimilate. Because when you assimilate with culture, you have respect for other people's tradition, and you try to listen to the tradition, and things flow easily. So the question whether they are from Burkina Faso or they are Burkina Faso from Ivory Coast, the story is clear. They are Burkina Faso, the Burkinabes, not from the Ivory Coast. They are Burkinabe from Burkina Faso. In fact, the story also indicated that they have a representation in Monrovia. And you read the story. They have somebody in Monrovia that talks for them, negotiate with the government, perhaps for them. So I just wanted to throw in that to let Sly know that that's not the issue about whether they're from Ivory Coast or they're from Burkina Faso. We're not blaming any country. We're hoping that this issue be dealt with, and the Burkinabe want to come here to assimilate our people and our culture, respect our culture, and work with our people. If a crime man complains to you about you coming to your house, that means that you're doing something that he don't really like. Because crime people are one of the very friendly, hospitable people. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, Prince. Thank you. All right, let me read a story to you. I just came in just before I take another call. Like I said, the people, the newsstand that came, You can find it online. In Grand Gedeh, a meeting on Burkinabe migrants' fate ends in confusion. So their fate to be in Grand Gedeh County ends in confusion. And the story was updated today, June 23rd. I hope my computer will give me some time. I think Bright is really issuing some points here. All right, Town, Grand Gedeh, Liberia, a meeting held in Droji Bahai Administrative District, Liberia, southeastern Grand Gedeh County, on whether or not to expel Burkinabe migrants ended in confusion over the weekend, causing the acting paramount chief, Robert Bestman, to walk out. In recent times, an increasing number of Burkinabes have reportedly entered this part of Liberia from neighboring Ivory Coast and are allegedly engaged in illegal farming, planting cocoa, and hunting in the Liberian forest. Now, you know, not even farming, but to plant cocoa, man, you want to stay there, man. Let me see who on the dashboard. Let me see who on the dashboard. Sly, let me read this. Let me read this story. Let me complete the story. Is it they're planting cocoa as well? Not even just doing rice farm or whatsoever. I don't know. You know, but to plant cocoa. That means you owning you owning that. You want to own that place, that particular environment. Okay, let me continue. According to the anti-Burkinabes, since the arrival of the latest batch of migrants in the district about a week ago, imagine this paper, the news story carried the story just this afternoon, and they're talking about a week ago, last week. The entire district has been plunged into confusion, and they therefore cannot sleep into their houses, thus creating fear among citizens. During the weekend meeting, the citizens said the Burkinabes are in the habit of violating their norms and tradition, and also taking their women away using cash violence. So they come and bribe you, or bribe your wife. They don't see maybe somebody not see $10 for long or $5. You can get it. So I mean, this is what the citizens are saying. They're even taking their women away from them. Furthermore, the anti-Burkinabes claimed that the migrants are very destructive in handling farmland by lighting fire under logs and other big trees in the forest. Some also accused the Burkinabes of playing key role in the Liberian Civil War. So that means they identify some of them then. This is a serious case. The government got to come in. Mr. Emmanuel Kraye, Traditional Council Chairman, said one of the Burkinabes had violated their norm and tradition in town by cutting one of a trees which grew up on the stump of a big cotton tree. So it's like parasite tree growing on another, a tree, like a parasite tree. A tree growing and living on the, depending to live and survive on another tree. Okay, which nobody is allowed to cut any of its branches, nor any plant that grows around it. Now, this is a tradition. So that means what? Did the people never have a meeting or what? Let me continue with the story. The chairman of the Tradition Council of Droji Bahai District disclosed that the cotton tree was planted by their forefathers. He claimed that one of the Burkinabes had violated their norm and tradition by cutting one of the trees that grew within the cotton tree, which, according to it, was in violation with their tradition and norm. Mr. Kraye explained that one of the migrants brought a pineapple, and the stick on which the fruit was hanging broke. So he decided to cut one of the stakes that grew on the cotton tree and placed it in the pineapple to peel it. According to the traditional council of official, barely 3 days after the arrival of the Burkinabees, one of them committed that unlawful act which was totally unacceptable to their norm and tradition. He further said, after the lawful act or the unlawful act was committed against one of the migrants and were told to pay 2 sheep, 2 bags of rice, 1 gallon of palm oil, which they did since they were unwarranted. However, two resolutions from the anti-Burkinabe migrants residing both in Monrovia and Grand Gedeh County. This is the anti-migrant, anti-Burkinabes, or not the Burkinabes representative, but the Grand Gedehan that are against those people. Those residing in both in Monrovia and Zredu, Grand Gedeh County, said the citizens of Dwoji town residing in Monrovia and its environs have resolved after several consultations and meetings not to accept the request of the Burkinabes of giving them thousands of acres of farmland belonging to the Dwoji town. They said they will not allow the Burkinabes to have citizens of the town work on their individual farms as they have requested based on the following counts: that the Burkinabes are not friendly for the fact that they don't sleep in homes of their stranger fathers, even if they do not have anywhere to sleep, and they do not live in the same town or village with others except their tribal people. The resolution of the Monrovia residents said that the Burkinabes are noted for and have records of destroying forest and or butchers given to them for farming or crop planting process. Finally, the resolutions, which was signed by 38 persons, said although they have not given them access to their forest or budgets and town, the Burkinabes have started to destroy their tradition and heritage as carried out by one of them. For the people in Zredu city, they said in a resolution that we, the citizens of Dwoji Bahai Administrative District, Grand Gedeh County, residing in Zredu city, are not in agreement with the Burkinabes settlement on their land for reasons below. Upon the arrival of the Burkinabes in their town, they went against the norms and the cultures of the town, that is, cotton tree that was used to build the town by their forefathers, with fences around it, which one of them cut one of its supportive arm under it. The resolution said they have intruded their bison forest that linking Liberian and Ivory Coast illegally for so many years, and up to present, the Liberian government is still finding it difficult to get them out. Zredu City residents' resolution further added that the presence of Burkinabes in any community are proven to bring about disunity and conflict among family and communities. According to their resolution, the Burkinabes method of farming will destroy their forest. The community is already in negotiation with the Forestry Development Authority for a community forest deed to enable them generate resources for our community, Doji Town, Senen, Ware, and other surrounding villages in line with the community right law. For his part, the acting paramount chief of Doji Bahai Administrative District, Robert Besmond, and pro-Burkinabaes, so he is for the Burkinabaes, said the arrival of the migrants in Grand Gedeh was approved by the government of Liberia, and document was requested from them, which they showed them as town local leadership. So this thing need to be investigated. How can all of these people saying everything against the Burkinabees, but the town, the paramount chief alone is saying these people have some sort of right. So it need to be investigated. Okay, paramount chief Bestman described that the document given to them by the Liberian government added that the land was specifically assigned to the Burkinabees for farming purposes. I mean, does farming actually include planting cocoa and all? He said his position is that every Liberian has the right to certain things, adding that when they arrived, they stressed on farming in the community forest between Liberia and Ivory Coast. But residents of that area resisted their request because the forest is surrounded by other towns and villages. Dauji people insisted that the Burkinabees have been very helpful to them and providing food items and cleaning their farm for free. Meanwhile, a district commissioner in Grand Gedeh County, Mr. Williams Quieties, has declared that he does not want to see any Burkinabe in the entire Bahai administrative district. Mr. Quieties said anyone who will harbor the Burkinabes will be doing it at their own risk and they will be penalized for it. So then you have to go to the town chiefs, the paramount chief too, right? And finally, he said he called on Burkinabes operating in the forest to immediately leave. So this is why I'm talking about here. That trouble hanging so, because these people thinking now that, you know, according to the paramount chief, that they have right to be there. The government gave them people. Which government? Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government, this government. So this government now, we need to talk about it. Like what my brother said, we need to continue talking. We need to, I would, the way I start talking about it now, I will be talking about it and be ringing some of those ministers so they can get involved. We can't wait for this thing to blow out, to get out of proportion. This issue needs to be tackled immediately. Let me go on my dashboard. Okay, Mr. Sla is back, I think. Let's see whether we can get Sla and do it. Let's hear your view on this thing. I see a lot of sensible people on this platform. I don't know why they're not calling. I will try to read some of your points as well, because my understanding now is I just got a message that somebody very important is watching this show. So I'm happy that somebody very, very important in Liberia is watching this show, and a big government official as well. So let's hope that let them hear your views as well. What you're saying about this matter. Do we have to talk about it? You say okay that we continue talking about it? Yes, share your views as well. Let's see whether we can get Sla. All right, Sla, you're back. How you doing?
Good, good, good. I listened to the
reading
entire story.
Now you got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a story. I mean, that's what I said initially, that you want to, because for me, I don't know whether this story I mean, if I've ever read about it or heard about it anywhere. I don't think so. So for me, I want to give credit to you because the fact that you are the first that I'm hearing this story from means that you are doing something good. But I want you to actually own the story in the sense because I've listened to a lot of talk show on social media in the Liberian community. I've never heard any of them talking about something like this. I've never heard any of them talking about something like this. Can you hear me?
Mhm. We're struggling a little bit. I don't know, the microphone a little bit far from you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, great. Very good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I said, it's a good thing. You can own this. You can own this. I mean, this story, in a sense, if you spend good amount of time on it, because this story is a national story in a sense.
Yeah.
As I said before, there are other people who will just see it as maybe economic issue, which is important also, but I see it as a national security issue. Liberia peace that we are enjoying is still fragile. And we know from history that what happened in Liberia initially started from the borders.
Yeah.
But before I let you go, let me again clarify something that my brother Prince tried to continue to flare. He said I was ill informed, which of course that's not true. If he himself fully listened to what you read, there is nothing that in that report that said that these guys came from Burkina Faso. They are Burkina, they are Burkinabees from Ivory Coast. I don't have problem with that description. The only place that I was trying to make that caution is that when you were prison online, I think you said or you or Prince said that they were from Burkina Faso. So I just want to clarify that thing. It is not a main issue. But I'm only looking at just bringing in another nation that actually, because if we say Burkina Faso, we are drawing a line. The country and the people, there's a different in a sense. Because these guys that we are talking about here from Ivory Coast, some of them maybe they have not seen Burkina Faso at all. My brother, I will
Mhm.
tell you, they are Burkinabees who been in Ivory Coast for 100 years and they had children. And because the children are Burkinabees and only know Africans, we cannot say those guys that are occupying our lands for Burkina Faso. And that was the only correction I was trying to make. And my brother Prince came out and he said I was ill advised. But I will just save it for another day.
No, it's
You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Yeah, there's no back and forth on that. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for the show.
Uh,
Taking part on the
thank you.
show. Yeah.
I'm falling.
All right. Thank you. Okay. That is it. I mean, this is all our concern. I think the major concern here is the security issue. It's not so much about this celebration. Parents are expressing interest in this particular story. Let's see what we can get. Ali Kamara. Thank God. The person said I shouldn't call the name, but at least we have somebody big who is watching the show right now, and they're following the story as we continue. So I think I will continue for the next 20 minutes because of the person that watching this show together, watching the live talk show together. And let me say it's a very good evening to you, sir, and thank you. It's not your first time always anyway, so well, thank you very much. All right, Ali said decline. I don't know why reason. Let's try Ali again. See what we can get Ali. I hope you're not going to decline again. But this is a story, and I just want to say you let me put the number up. Maybe some people want to call. They don't want to call in a video. Let me put the number up. +1 703 349 4227. Okay, 4227. But those of you in the USA, you can call that number. It's a local number for you, and you can also have your you can have your say on this particular topic. especially if you can call via the video to be seen. But we can also hear your voice, and everybody will hear your voice. So you can call that number. Those of you in the USA, that's a free local number for you. That's part of the fight as all the way here in the UK. All right, there's no answer from, according to Facebook, there's no answer from Aliyu Kamara. Okay, so this is it. Okay, my second line number 2 is now activated. You can call for the next 15 minutes or so. But let me see what I can go on the dashboard and read some of your comments. Whether the people come, I mean, they are voting from Ivory or are voting from Burkinabe, sorry, Burkinabe from Ivory. Let's try Mr. Kamara again. I don't know, for some reason we're not getting him. Let's try Mr. Kamara. But this is I wanted to okay, Sla, I know you're still listening. You know, we have Kisi in Liberia, we have Kisi in Guinea, we have Kisi in Liberia, we also have Kisi in Sierra Leone. And this is a true story now. I have some family people who went, when the war came, they went to Sierra Leone. The part of Sierra Leone they went, the Kisi people, from Sierra Leone were dominant there. And they lived there for some times. Even though they were speaking Kisi and they were part of the people, in fact, they felt that since they are Kisi and they finished reaching there, nobody is going to set any line of demarcation between in terms of identification or so. But even the very Kisi people they met there, some of them were pushing them, people from Liberia. You see? Oh, no live video. No, it's not accepting of Mr. Kamara. I don't know. I wanted to hear from Mr. Kamara, but I don't know, for some reason. It's not going through. And so they were, in a ways, like they were even denying them of being part of the Kisi, you know. And some of the managed they went to Ghana, but then at the time, this, how they call it, stigma was behind us. You know that we were all rebels. It's just the same as the time the Ebola came. And they used to identify themselves as Kisi from either Guinea or from Sierra Leone. But then people who actually, some people, Ghanaians who used with some Liberians that know the accent, our accent or so, they will say, no, you're not from Guinea, you're from Liberia. I know your accent. So no matter why it is, whether these guys from Burkina Faso that have settled in Ivory Coast for 20 years, or maybe that their children, those are settled long ago, that their children now coming over. The fact of the matter is, they are also identified in the Ivory Coast as Burkinabees. There's no need to sugarcoat it that they are Burkinabees Ivorian. Now, if the Ivorian are considering them to be part of them, they are now going to label them as Burkinabees. They refer to them as Ivorian directly. But if where they are living today, they've been singled out and referred to them as Burkinabees, then if they come into a third country, Liberia, should we call them Ivorian or label them as Ivorian Burkinabees? I mean, Africa doesn't have, a settlement of Burkinabees there that give them right to be there exclusively. Now, so let me go on the dashboard. Sorry, Mr. Kamara, your call dropped again. Okay, let me see. I want to read the comments from that actually have to do with this particular subject. All right, George C. Seo says here, that is another test for the George M. Weah era. He is to protect the borders of Liberia constitutionally. Lofa Julius say, I am not getting your point, caller, because they are Burkinabees, but are from Ivory Coast, and you're asking a question. Of course, you're laughing there. Azimad Bright says, true, there is a large number of Burkinabees in Ivory Coast. Yeah, we know this. Victor Sely, even if they have settled in Ivory Coast, that doesn't change the fact that they are Burkinabees. That's it. That's the point I was just stressing just now. Even if they have settled in Ivory Coast, that doesn't change the fact that they are Burkinabees. Azimat Bright is back. He said they are very hardworking and successful in Ivory Coast. They probably see opportunities that we lazy Liberians are not exploiting. Okay, that Azimat Bright, fair one there again from him. They are Ivorians originally from Burkina Faso. Okay, that's Mr. Bright. Sorry, I'm calling Azimat Bright. Let me call the full name because I can't see the picture before I say he or she. Oh, pretty soon you guys coming to see those guys prospering. We are at to blame. Sla Dulcie, Sla was on the show. Okay, I think we dealt with that. This would teach us the value of our opportunities. That's Azima Bright again. Azima Bright. Sorry, okay. I want to make some other thing here. Azimat Bright says, yeah, I know them as very humble people. Strange or idea are an economic manners. Azimat Bright says that means you're hardworking and you want to be successful when you go to the US. What do you guys do? What do you guys do? George says, CEO, what ID numbers of Burkinabees we are talking about? I have no idea. The paper didn't give any particular number, but it's saying that they are there. Azimat Bright. So where is immigration? A country that has no law and order. How will strangers respect us? I think he been very bold on his output here. Aliu V Kamara, sorry we couldn't get you. He says here, let them try to live in. All right, let's go over. Let's see what I can get this caller. Caller, good afternoon. Good evening. Amos, good evening. How are you doing? Welcome. How are you?
Yeah, I'm driving. That's why. Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Amos, what do you think about this story you've been following?
Look, Mike, it just to tell you that where Liberia is today, there's no security. There is no security. How can the Burkinabees will just come into the country and go settle into Grand Gedeh? Who gave them the authority just to go and settle there? Those are not refugees. Eh?
No.
Those are not refugees. Now look at the farmer chief is seeing something and the commission, the district superintendent is seeing different things.
Yeah.
And the more concerning thing is that those who are paying large crops, according to that story, cocoa.
Yeah, man. Cocoa and all. Not even rice farm,
If
you know.
you're paying large crops, that means that land is for you.
Yeah.
It is for you. That's a large crop there. So the issue now we're talking about, that's what we say, we talk about the government, not even this government, maybe started, I don't know who region started from, but whatever region started from, this government needs to take that seriously, excepting they want to reward people cannot be, maybe they got it for other reasons. Because these people are not Ivorian, it's not Ivorian, you say, okay, that neighbors, they can cross and make fun. But they are not. We got one country between us. And we know the history about Burkinabaes, what they did to Liberia. We know. And especially, to go put in Grand Gedeh, do what they do. These are the people that and fought to move over from power. Why would they put in Grand Gedeh again? For what? Eh? It's like slapping to the people. The enemy who support that, like slapping to the people of Grand Gedeh. People are not doing Mackinac farming. They didn't bring in equipment to say, okay, people are doing Mackinac farming. They can't equal to print red. No. These people are doing subsistence farming. What benefit does that have to do with the country? Subsistence farming. For their farm to keep on their muscle, for hand to mouth. What benefit?
Yeah.
There's no benefit to people. The idea, man, that's how people will take over Nigeria. So it's not just Burkinabaes alone. I have talked to several people in Liberia. They tell me that Nigerian Igbo villages in different parts of the Liberia, different countries.
Yeah.
And they are doing mining, but some of the person when they go talk, they tell them say, because I mean you see what I will do to you. Yeah, what I probably said. That's what they tell me. That's just what they say to other people in other localities, in other countries. The primary, for some reason, we got to get support from these people. So they tell them, go ahead, do anything. If they have to listen to you, bring them to me. I will handle them. This is it. This is the serious problem. I don't know what the central government is doing. The immigration service, what they're doing.
Yeah.
How can you a larger group of people go settle into one area? They know about the land, and you just get the right to farm? No. If they want to do a farming, if the people agree to sell a land, if people listen to let it leave. But when they start putting crops there, you know, they get married, they will start claiming our land. Tomorrow again, there will be another war for land business. Because they say, why you are allowed to put it there for 25 years, 30 years, and now you're going to claim the land.
Yeah.
They are not being wanted to stop paying cocoa on the land. The story is similar to other countries. They are not being no cocoa. They are not being wanted for the land to stop paying cocoa and coffee. 6 years that coffee start paying, those people got money now. They will buy everybody in our area. The citizen that will not have no right. If you want to do farming, go and do Mackinac farming. Bring your agricultural equipment. Go and do Mackinac farming where you have the locals. For subsistence farming, no. The government needs to look at it. Man, we should not let it sort to die down. This is serious.
Yeah, okay.
Let it go leave. Let it go back. Let it go back to Burkina Faso. And you want to come to do business, fine. Bring in capital. But you're not coming to take the resources and turn around again. I will call it to enslave them or whatever. They're not bringing any. They didn't bring any money in the area. They're not bringing no money. So what the farmer is talking about? How much money they bring in to put into the economy? To say they invest in so they're not bringing no money. They're coming there to look for money.
Yeah, of course.
And now when they get the money, they will instead the indigenous the people who got up there because they'll be able to buy a turkey, just like the farmer is saying that. That's what they'll do. And more what they are not respecting the full society, the full norms. Every group in Africa got a way, they got a culture, and a labor, they got a tradition. You can and said, no, you will not abide by anything in the foot down of village. You can see they have been very, very funny. The man, this man doesn't have anything in Max. He's arrogant. He's being very, very disrespectful. And what do you do when he has economic power? All happy.
Yeah.
These are the things we should be looking at. Look, I said that. I had travel expenses, but I don't hit no foreigner. I don't hit no foreigner, but go and do it the right way.
The right way. That's it.
If you want to settle someone's country, abide by the laws.
That's it.
Go in an area, abide by the culture of the norm. If you don't like it, do not go into those areas. Don't stay there. But you cannot come and start disrespecting the people in the town of villages, which you are now labor for those people. The great parents protected that land for them. So if you come there, if you want to integrate into the society, you gotta go by the culture, the norm of those areas. And if you're not doing it, then no need for you to be there. Go somewhere where you will go anywhere where you go and just live the way you want to live. Because the hospitality that we gave these people, they turn around to abuse us.
Yeah.
I always say tonight, you cannot go to Burkinabaes and do it there. They will kill you. They will kill you. You're not your business, they will kill you.
You're not come back home. You're not go back to your country.
Yep.
That's a
You
fact.
cannot go to Africa and do it there. You cannot go to any country and just get out and just go jump in the boat or area and say you're making fun. They will not allow you. They're not even, look at the people in Grand, they don't speak French, but yeah, but they're accommodating these people. Can you imagine that? So that's what I mean. You can do that in Africa or Burkina Faso. Go there, let any of them go there and try it. You'll see what they'll do. They'll mock you. And they come in Nigeria because Nigeria is a dumping ground. They come there, not even to respect the people. They don't want to do it. And so what happens to into the society? If you are trouble, you go somewhere, you want to respect the people. That's not your home. That's not your home. But they're saying they come back again to the central government. We have been preaching the message that like your voters are weak. You got go. But man, the thing is, first I want to know who brought people into Grand Gedeh. Who brought them? Because it's not Africa to say they can get war, they can't. No, that one country between Nigeria and Burkina Faso.
But some people some people are arguing that they also settle in Africa. Now we want our authority to get involved now.
Yes. How you just take a group of folk and just get into a particular area and put them there. So what? These are not refugees. They are not refugees.
Oh.
If a refugee can say, okay, go on, they are feeling war, so maybe, or you brought a group of folk and just put them at the respect the making farm. And what kind of farm are they making?
Who brought them there? That's the fact. That's a good question. Who brought them there?
Who brought them?
Because they get them papers and all. They get them right to be there.
Who gave them authority? Who brought them and who gave them authority to go in the poor area and settle them? And see, man, this is the thing I sometimes say. You know, for me, I don't like to preach violence. But you can't just go to the people area. That is the family reserve. You can't just go there and just group of people just put them there without not even consulting them. How can you do that to people? Those people who live wherever protect the land. That's why they have to protect the land for the children. They're unborn. So if anybody wants to go do an investment there, they should go that those people in that area should be beneficial of that investment.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, these people are not making no investment because they didn't bring no capital in. I'm going to repeat the thing. They're not doing mechanized farming. When you say people bring equipment, tractor, your machine, to do land excavation. No, they did nothing. So what is the reason people think that to go do the things of system farming? How much you can get for your to eat, to feed you? That's all. So system farming is there to feed you. It's not mechanized. So how much money they brought into the country? Then you say they are there to big farm. But what the money they brought? How much investment they they said they get rich and they exploit the people, but then turn around and start to enslave these people.
Yeah.
That's what people do. That's what people do. It's the same thing I talk about the government in Morocco, the Indian. You come in there, you get there, you go open one small store, 20%. Is that money you brought to invest in the country? No. They didn't bring no money. They get money from Liberian for the Liberian government through the banks, and they turn around and they're using you to use that money now to enrich the benefit and start costing you for oil. Your own money,
Yeah.
your resources. So this, it is not time, Mike. We take a second look at this thing. No, your president wants a made of statement. He says that you get citizen right to people that had a treat like different. But I said it before. Nobody had not been able to citizenship. India will not be able to citizenship. So why should we let people to be citizens when they keep according to the president? So if you want to reciprocate, then of course, people from America should be citizens of Liberia or France or Europe. And according to the way you say that we should pay back. So, but Lebanon had never made Liberian citizens. India had never made Liberian citizens. So why should we grant people citizenship? That was his argument.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing now. Burkinabaes had not given Liberian land to farm. How many refugees find Burkinabaes from Liberia?
No.
How many refugees? I don't know. Except maybe Prince Johnson there and the rest that want to bring there to come and bring the war to Liberia. Yeah. So we have to look at this very, very keenly, man. We have to be very careful. Because in the midst of this weak government, and when these people will take advantage of it.
Yeah.
That's how people come to the country. Because when they know that that government is not protecting her border, they are not adequately able to set up institutions that will make sure people don't come in like that. That when people sneaking, 6, 17 years, these people they have established themselves. The local then up because energy. Someone who began to do so will give you money to support your campaign. We'll drop it. Sooner or later, don't be voting in our area, Mike. Take it from me.
All right, Amos. Thank you.
Yes. Sooner or later, don't be voting in our area.
I agree with you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your call. That's the fact. Yeah.
Sure, don't be voting.
Okay. All right. That was Amos George there from the USA. Also calling to make his points here on the program Profile Library. And we're profiling Grand Gedeh on the show this afternoon. It's great you participating as well. Thank you very, very much. Line 2, I think that's the last call I'm going to take on line 2. And let me check the dashboard. Let's see what is happening there, because I'm reading your comments before Amos calling. Aliyu V. Kamara says Liberian land is African land. People from Burkina Faso should have the right to live in Liberia at free will. Replying to Aliyu, Joyce C. Seal. So can you, as a Liberian, do the same in Guinea or the Ivory Coast? All right, those are the points that are left on red. Let me go on my number 1. Let's see, Johnson Nuna. Sorry. Let's see what we can have. Johnson Nuna, and perhaps it will be the last caller for today on the show. But this is it. It's about the Burkinabees that are coming in Ivory Coast. They're coming into Liberia, and trying to settle in Grand Gedeh County. And the Grand Gedeans, a number of Grand Gedeans are not happy for their settlement there. They're happy because let's go to our line 1 camera and take on Mr. Johnson Nuna, only if we can get his image. I think it's due to the network at his end. Mr. Nuna, are you hearing us? Mr. Nuna? Oh, I really wish we could get Mr. Nuna. Get his point of view. Okay, he just dropped. But Mr. Nuna, if your network is not it's not actually, I would love to hear from you. Let's get your point since you're trying to go. Let me just give you a couple of more minutes. Perhaps your call will be able to come through. But this is said. The Grand Gedeans are complaining that the Burkinabees are in their land. And they started out by disrespecting their call as well. And there are certain swans that is in their area, which the citizens celebrate, especially the cotton trees and things that their forefathers left there. They don't normally touch it, their children and grandchildren touch it. But the Burkinabees are breaking the laws. Mr. Nuna, are you hearing us? Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm getting. How are you?
Good. It's good to hear you. Not too bad. Welcome to the show. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Grand Gedeh County.
Wow. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much for following the show. First of all, we appreciate you. We are way here in London, serving you as well. I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
So you are not far. You're not far. You're not far from the region what I'm talking about. So let's hear from you. What is what are you hearing on that side? Is this something that we're supposed to be concerned of, or we should just forget about it?
Yeah, because we have to be concerned because it's about country. It's about motherland. There's a land that we cannot be deported from. There's a country that we always have to put first. There's a country that we should pray that it should go on a higher high.
Yeah.
You know what is happening there can happen in other countries around here. Actually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you for sure. Yeah. Even right here, Guinea, to live there as a to go there like on a daily basis. I usually go there at time. I'm a trader.
Okay.
I usually go there at time to do a trading there. The people got system. The system in this country around here, you see around here. You don't just pop into these people country like that. Before you go there, you should go there by procedure. And so whether you get your cash or not, you go there by procedure. And what you go there for, if you get there, you get out of there. So the problem with this country is that I always say this, that we don't have, a security system.
All right.
Because at the various immigration checkpoint and entrances in Liberia, where you see there are a lot of entrances. You will see an entrance with, like, for example, where I am right now in Uganda. We have like Swami border. You will see you will not see immigration there. You'll see like 2 persons will be sitting there. Yes, like 2 persons will be sitting there for bag, only there to collect what they want to collect and then pass and let people pass with what they want to enter with. So can you please tell me, how can people enter this country in the way in which they want to enter? What in the sense that they put first the money instead of their country. So there's no security. What I'm telling you is the actual story. If I get to that place, I can give you a clear video shot from there that you will see what I'm talking about. You'll see a 2-person there, one with bear, one on the ferry, crossing.
Wow.
I don't know whether his government is aware or not, but I'm 100% sure that the government is not aware. Yeah, I can tell you for sure, because if government is aware of what is going on there, you will see immigration, a lot of security over there to secure that place, because that is the entrance.
Yeah.
And to that place is where you see a lot of citizens building decent structure there. They are living there. Peaceful citizen. So, or can you give a affordable security to Ghana place? So, for the case of Grand Gedeh, they have to be that things to be concerned about, because this is our country. You can just let people from other foreign countries to come to pop into our country. You can, I can tell you for sure. I've been seeing it on a daily basis. I've been seeing this. You'll see a man for sale who come and say he's a Liberian and got a voting card and get a birth certificate.
Wow.
Why should it be so? Wow. Yeah. Can you go to Ivory Coast and go and vote there? Can you go to Guinea and go and vote there? You cannot. Even the Burkina Faso. How many Liberians are living in Burkina Faso?
Oh.
So this country, every day and night, we feel bad and cry for this country. Sometimes I really regret why I'm a Liberian. Actually,
Wow.
I always tell people, initially I always say, because I regret the meaning, the hour why I should be born as a Liberian. If only if God can grant me to go back, I could depart to Liberia. Because on a daily basis, people cry. For now in Liberia, the justice system is not working. I can tell you for free. On a daily basis, you have rape cases. People go scot-free. What kind of country is this?
Yeah.
Why? Is this the kind of thing we voted for, or is this the kind of, government we brought to power? What is going on? Actually, for me, I know what I'm doing 1 or 2 that I can get what I want to get. But what become of the other people?
Yeah.
The disabled community, meaning on a daily basis, people in the street begging. Then a lot of people coming to the country to make them have more. How sure are you that people are coming to get good man for the country?
Yeah.
What the intention they come to the country? What the intention? What the intention you think they bring for the country? You come to think of it.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right. We got immigration. You say that immigration are not working. I regret it. Actually, if I go to there to close my eyes.
No. Let me.
I can really grab it.
You're calling off from Nimba. You look very young. You look promising. You take a 20 ahead of you. I know you say you do your own hustle, trying to look for yourself and your family as well. How is it in Nimba in terms of what they have to do with feeding, what they have to do with education, what they have to do with health? How is it? Can you describe over the description?
For the trading year, usually Ghana is a place of trading, because we got a entrance money here from Guinea. We share border with Guinea. We share border with Ivory Coast, and so the trading here is not like, I can't compare it to other places, because when you're doing business in our setting here, this not seems to be hard on you, because you know how much you can get. Actually, I should not lie. But God is with actually, if you come from your house on a daily basis, you go out, God is with you. Make sure and get what you want to get. But I can tell you for free, the US way is killing us.
Even then,
the US
even all the way there, not even too far away from the city.
I'm telling you, which the border here. The Guinean cross from that side, from Guinea to come to Liberia to look for you are able to see the manufacturing the money in Guinea.
Wow.
There where you see a lot of heavy bags on a back. I'm not joking. You don't find $5, $10, $100, $50, $500 notes. I able to see the manufacturing the money in Guinea.
So exchange rate is high.
They're like printing the money. The exchange rate here is around 198, 199 up to 200.
So I mean, if you're buying the US,
So if you get
want to buy US dollar, then it will be humble.
Yeah. If you want to buy, you go to 110, 115, 120. Because, like for example, if I get like $5,000 US currently, even $1,000 US, if I come to your business place, for example, to exchange, if I ask you for like if you want the US, you want to buy, and if I ask you for 210, 215, you want a US, you will be forced to give it because you have a lot of labor day. Yeah, you go to buy goods, you don't buy in labor day. People, because what happens is that the people read not to hold labor day because you pay $1,000 US, then expect me, I expect to hold labor day now.
Wow.
Yeah, as a young person, if was certain country, as you can see my face right now, I just got 19. This year maybe 19 years. This year October I'm gonna be 19. October 11. I graduated 2017. I'm doing my own hustle to at least do. I'm not even thinking about going to university because I don't have it. I'm thinking about trade. Yeah. I'm trade. There are a lot of students that we graduated. The majority of all we are not attaining. They're doing making business. We got one or two students who ended trade school, not even university. Trade. Yeah. Because the country we live right now, if you don't know trade, even you get a BSc, you can get a job.
No.
There are a lot of BSc holders. On a daily basis, every year, there are a lot of students who come out with BSc. Where is the job? Everything is about the country is who know you. It's not like other country. So the person that pay to we the youth here is that we do our business.
I'm asking you about. Yourself over there. You live on Cabo, right? Or people are farming?
We are not farming. A lot of decks for Indian. Bear goes right. The bear wood and bring it. It's what we live by. Farming is not like before. Farming is not like before. The bag of rice here, 25 kg is almost like $30,000 Liberian dollars.
Wow.
You go some places, 2.9, 2.850. The prices are not stable, no price control. The only price you would ever receive on is ball. Yeah. I wanna you guys be very clear.
Wow.
On a daily basis, we pray to God that one day we depart the world Liberia and then go to great change. For me, I pray to God that if I leave this country, I come back to empower you. Because I'm not you, I know what I'm going through. And if I leave the country, if I come back, I know my fellow youth. God make a way. If I leave this country, what I pray for every day, if I go to bed, that I'm going to leave that and come back to help my fellow youth. Because I know what I'm going through. And what it takes.
Yeah, it was a more time. Next time we are on, please. We'll give you time to Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Wow. Young man, I mean, this guy, he has so much future ahead of him. It's almost like he's giving up on his own country. But he just sense that there's no hope. There's no future for him. These are stories when I hear, for me personally, as a humanitarian, when I hear stories like this, it moved me and it can touch my heart. I normally say on my shows, especially, my future was mortgaged by the senseless war. By the late 1980s, my future was supposed to be starting at that time. But they took it away from me. This guy, that's his future now. We're supposed to be talking about. He's supposed to, by now, finish stepping in his future. And by now, by the time I'm speaking to him at this particular stage, as a high school graduate and with good sense of what he wants to do, he should be in his future right now. But even education, how with in a country, how with a young man, I tell you that for now I would prefer doing what I'm doing instead of advancing, because I don't have money to go to university to get a degree. Even if I get a degree, how is it going to be useful? Thousands of Nunas are in Liberia right now as I speak to you. There's no hope. Every day as we speak right now, if you meet somebody tomorrow morning, anywhere, people are living by the day. Some people just to get that $200 to go and eat kobo. That's it. They go and sleep. The next day again, they get on the same struggle. You go to these cities, you see grown men begging one another. Thank you very much, brother, for the call. But I appreciate you. Anytime I'm on, just call anytime, and I'll be very, very pleased to have you on, and we can hear from you. Maybe the next time I'll give you ample time so you can really share with us some of the stories coming out there. But this is it. We need to invest in agriculture. Our government got to do something about it. We need to get back on the drawing table. All of these monies that we're spending building infrastructure and everything, who are we putting in those buildings? Who are we? The country right now, people want to run away from Monrovia. They want to run away from Liberia. You go and put 20, 30 buildings with a lot of rooms in the compound. Who is going to live there? Hotels are empty. Agriculture, man. Why would somebody in Zredge will be telling me that they live on parboiled rice, imported rice? Why? Rice is coming from villages in Bangladesh, in India. It's coming from villages. And we are also in villages. We're eating that rice that coming from all the way in a village in India, in Bangladesh, in Sri Lanka. know, it baffled me. It really bothered me quite a lot. I go to Kakata and see percent rice. If I go for you, I see the, people selling bagel rice. Thank you, guys. May God bless you. Thanks to all of you that are being on the platform tonight. It's a pleasure. Hopefully, this particular story will continue on. It's not something I'm going to just leave. Thanks to you, sir, for coming on the platform as well, for being a part of the show tonight. I respect you always. I hope you got what your citizens are saying. We need your intervention. We need this government intervention now. What is happening in Grand Gedeh County? It could get out of proportion in a minute. We don't want to hear about people are using cutlasses and cutting each other. That's why, for me, I decided to flag this issue so we can talk about it. So that you, the authority, as you sit on this platform, or you're listening, you're watching this program live, you're hearing your Liberian people, you're hearing me talking. We want you to do something about it now. We can't wait for it to reach to the point that you have to send in, I don't know, police, national police, by helicopters to go and rescue the situation. Let us spend less now and deal with the situation. Because when it reaches to the point that it will call us on an emergency, we are going to spend more. Yes, Honorable Minister, we are going to spend more. Yes, Mr. President, it will wait until the situation gets out of hand in that part of Grand Gedeh County. We will spend more. And maybe, which of course I'm not wishing for. That's why I'm raising the flag. Maybe there will be casualties. I don't think we should lose a blood, or we should lose another person because of something that we can deal with right now and put it on a situation. If the Burkinabees are not, if the Burkinabees are not to be there, please, Mr. President, please, Honorable Minister, you're on the platform here, please, let them go. And we need border securities. Those guys, like I said from the beginning, and like I've been saying since I went to Liberia and came back, I went and saw it. Security, the borders are fragile. And my brother Nuna just re-echo my voice. The borders are fragile. These guys there's a need for logistical support. Increase their salaries, let it come on time, increase their benefits. The places they call checkpoints and whatever on those border points or so, on the highway or so, the checkpoints, build houses for them, not for them to be on a palm touches or so. Thank you very much for tonight. I want to stop here, and I want to say very, very thank you, and God bless you for tuning in. Until another time, may God bless you. May God bless the continent of Africa, and above all else, may God bless Liberia. Bye-bye for now from my end. Good night.
The people be we bala. Oh, we're telling us we not bala. The people just be we bala. Oh, we were telling us we not bala.
Thank you very much. Good night. Bye bye from my end.
Oh, I love you.